on this episode of Bot versus Con.
Hey, welcome back, BBC fans. Thank you very much for joining us on our hauls. Wanted to say, we had a great year in 2024, so we definitely wanted to get this holiday video out. Apologies, because I am actually a little bit sick still. But as always, I'm Bobby, this time the sick bot.
And I'm just James the Con.
And so we wanted to put this fan video up. Thank you very much for sharing all of your cosplays and your customs and prints and all that. So I really wanted to jump into what you all have done and shared with us over the year.
Yeah, so let's just jump into it.
This is Bot versus Con. Make sure to subscribe and consider becoming a member.
All right, so let's start off with some cosplay. And let's look at Archangel by Rocky. And this was one of the first ones, I believe, that we got in. I think it was what actually started us to think about this video. So shout out to Rocky, and it's some amazing work. So
yes,
let's just get into it. And he did his own personal OC character, Archangel, which I believe is a blue angel, if I'm not mistaken. And this cosplay looks amazing.
I couldn't tell that this was cosplay. Like, this looks like it came out of a movie.
Yeah, it really does. Yeah, I think it's based off of the Blitzwing from Bumblebee movie, which was actually a good design for a movie design. And it really shows through.
It does. Look at that. That's amazing. I mean, and it is a blue angel. You can see it on the side there written.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, this, Rocky, did you use some AI to do this, man?
AI couldn't make something that looks this good. And look at the scale next to that kid. This is huge. So kudos, definitely.
Yeah, this looks really, really good.
Maybe we'll see it at TFCon one day. Who knows?
I'm jealous.
Well, go ahead and make one then.
Yeah, good luck in that happening.
Next up, we have some Streak Shooters Transformer cosplay, and you can find him at Streak Shooter 918, and he has a YouTube channel, which is the same thing. So it's the @ symbol Streak Shooter 918, and he did some, honestly, some really cool G1 cosplays.
I agree. We see Swindle and Rodimus and Prime there. Yeah, these look really good too. I like the Prime, the Optimus Prime, and how big that is as well. You can kind of see next to, doesn't look like a kid.
Yes, I'm assuming he's in there. Yeah, I think all of these look good. I particularly like the size of Swindle's gun. I think that is usually it's a little dinky thing. So I like that it actually looks like something worthy of Swindle. Yeah,
it looks really good. Again, the creativity to do these things, I don't have it.
And then here's another one, which I thought was really cool that he did, that actually transforms. I think this is an original character. It doesn't strike me as any particular one, unless it's, what's it called? The one you like.
Run 'em up?
Omnibots.
Overdrive?
But it doesn't really look like that. I don't remember that. Yeah, it doesn't really look like that, though. But this is really cool. And what I like about this one is he used his own face as like the human part, the human face. And I thought that was a really cool little different design quirk that I don't usually see with cosplays. Not that I see a lot. Maybe what I've seen at TFCon, let me put it that way.
Well, I like that aspect as well. It's almost like a RoboCop-ish type look. But I also like the silver, the silver thighs, the silver feet. It looks like a real Transformer. Yeah.
So I hope to see you in one of these one day.
Good luck. and actually, it looks like because of the symbol, it also looks like it might be Shattered Glass.
Yeah, I saw the same thing. Maybe it's supposed to be Shattered Glass Prowl. Because isn't he in these? You probably don't know.
I wouldn't know.
You didn't read the comics, did you?
No.
That you were gifted. Yeah, I believe these are the colors, so that would be kind of cool. So Moving on to some art. The first one is from @Rampage Designs with a Z. And he says he drew this actually back in '99. And he finished it when he went to basic training, And the actual painting is 2.5 feet by 4 feet. So it's huge. And it looks really, really nice. It has that 90s comic book Spawn type of feel, which I grew up on, and I absolutely adore this.
That is huge, and yeah, that's really cool. Again, another gift I wasn't given. So, I've always liked people who could draw. I was an architect major, so I could draw floor plans and stuff like that. But this looks really cool.
Drawing is one of those things that just takes a little bit of practice. You could do it, Bobby.
I'll sip my tea on that.
But I do like this.
Yes, I do too.
Next up, we have various different prints of a whole bunch of G1. So we'll go through these. And honestly, if you were to tell me that this was box art, you would have fooled me.
Yeah. The Huffer looks great. The wind chart. Well, all four of these look good. So I like. It looks like Bumblebee from the very first episode when he's climbing out from underneath the road at Cybertron
with the rods.
Yeah.
And he did some more. That Motormaster, I love the perspective on that. He looks huge. Same thing with the broadside. Yeah.
I don't know why, but the Brawn stood out to me. Also seeing his shadow, he did some really good work with the shadow of Brawn as well.
Yeah, I mean, all of them have.
They do, but you could like Brawn's shadow.
Brawn is really because he doesn't really have. It's right there.
Yeah. Really.
And cool. He did do some shirts as well. I thought you would appreciate this one. I thought this was kind of cool too.
Yeah. That's really cool. Have Optimus Prime in the Air Jordan. Look like he's flying through with an Energon cube. That's really cool.
And then he has a blaster pillow, which I liked, and I really like this Decepticon, Megatron, like the old school tattoo type of look. I think that looks really cool.
I was thinking Guns N' Roses.
Oh, that too. Yes.
Yeah. So that's really cool. I like the blaster pillow as well.
Now let's move on to probably our biggest section, which is the customs. And we're going to start off with Blazing K's customs. And the first thing is a 3-0 MDLX Bumblebee. And he says he modified the head sculpt for a more tapered look. The neck length was increased by 2 millimeters to raise it off his chest a bit. And he added a rollout backpack where the threaded tires came from Bumblebee's feet. And the wheels are just aluminum spacers. I'd like... What?
No, go ahead.
I was going to say I like the wheels on the back. With these non-transforming figures, having a little bit of the alt mode goes a long way, in my opinion.
I cannot argue with you on that. I think that's amazing. And it gives it the feel of a Transformer versus just a regular action figure. Robot action figure.
I completely agree. And I think we've always liked these MDLX figures. So it's cool to see them just taken to that next level.
Yeah, the wheels look really, really good. I mean, if it looks like it could still transform, even though it doesn't.
Yeah, I agree. Next up, we have Rise of the Beast Optimus Prime, and I think this is the mainline version, so not the Studio Series. So we added an articulated head on a ball joint, as well as toes and hinged heels. He added fillers in the chest, shoulders, knees, and legs, and he had upgraded parts from Legos, like the wheels with lug nut bolts. So I love it when I see customizers use like Legos in their Transformers. It's really unique and different.
I've never seen it before, so this is my first time seeing Legos be used in a custom, so I think it looks really cool. I know as a kid, I used to make Transformers out of Legos that actually transformed or combined or both. And so seeing this now just takes me back to, being in 3rd, 4th grade.
Yeah, I think this is a little more advanced than that. And here it is with the regular one, so you can see he really buffed it out.
Yeah, it looks really cool. I think that looks, and actually, I like the wheels higher up on his back than more so looking like it's on his butt plate. So I think that's really cool.
And here's the alt mode, which again, I think is actually a little bit better.
Yeah,
a lot better, actually.
A lot better. Yeah, that looks really cool, and I like the rims. On the tires, or the rims on the vehicle and the tires, I should say.
Yeah. Next up, he has 30 DLX Bumblebee. So it's Autobot Jazz and 2000 GTR inspired. That probably means something to you. There's 3 different chest plates, articulated door wings with a custom backpack, and integrated smartphone loudspeaker doors with Bluetooth audio control. I know that has you salivating. And aluminum wheels with low-profile tires. What do you think of this?
And you said a GTR?
Yeah. 2000 GTR inspired.
Yeah. The Nissan GTR is a very fast car. At the time, in particular. And they weren't that expensive. God, they were like you can get one for like 80 grand, man. That was like the great times to get one. I digress. But anyway, I think this looks cool. It has a different take on Bumblebee. I like the yellow and the grayish color on him. It makes him look like he's a project car that transforms. So sometimes with project cars, you haven't finished the paint and everything like that. So
got it. Yeah.
You're kind of working under the hood and or adding carbon fiber or doing whatever to build up the car, and that's what he looks like on this, and I can appreciate that. Yeah.
I really like this color scheme. Honestly, it's a good take on Bumblebee. A little bit different, but it reminds me of the old toys that were coming out for the movie. You probably weren't even looking at that time, and Bumblebee would be in black, or he'd be in silver, or that. And I like that kind of homage. That's at least what it is to me. It's an homage to those type of figures.
Yeah. I just still don't. I still have a hard time seeing Bumblebee as like a muscle car or a supercar or something like that. So that throws me off. But still a great custom, because that's where Bumblebee is now.
And here you could kind of see everything that he's done, which is a lot. So I know you like the Bluetooth speakers. I haven't seen that on a figure yet. So that's really cool, especially with this character, since he talks. I'm assuming in this one, he talks in the radio.
Yep.
So I think that's actually pretty cool.
That's the cool part about it. You're getting a functional realization of a figure from a movie.
Yeah. And here's the 3 different chest plates, like you talked about. You can have a more traditional color or the gray, and it's just a whole bunch. It's almost like we're looking at 3-0 coming out with a new figure, and they're showing you all the different things you could do with it. So this is great.
Yeah. Somebody hire this man.
Lastly, we have Magnificent Mecha, the shattered glass version. So he added 1-inch aluminum 5-spoke wheels that are used in RC cars. Wow, that's huge. Completed the rear 4 wheels with some minor trimming. And he retrofitted the front tires with this upgrade. The original tires are unaltered in transformation, but alt mode is able to roll out. So this figure already looked pretty impressive, and it looks even more impressive now.
I don't have much to say. It's just the creativity here and the thought process to do it is,
that's what kills me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't think of that. So that's really cool.
No, not at all.
And here's kind of like what he did with it. So he actually gave it real tires.
That's so cool.
You gonna do it now? Some of your figures?
Oh no.
He still doesn't have the creativity to do it.
I'd have to pay somebody to do that. Yeah. And even then, I wouldn't know what to tell them to do.
And here's the alt mode, which, again, the rims do look really nice.
Yeah, I'm speechless because it totally changes the look of the figure, and you know that wheels are kind of like the finishing touches, like on my toy car, my real car. That's my.
I was just about to say he means his real toy
Yeah,
car.
yeah. Once I kind of did the things I wanted to do to it, the last thing I did was put wheels on it and lower the suspension and stuff. So that's like the finishing touches almost to it. And then it's like and when the mod bug hits you, you never really finish. But it looks great. It looks like he modded out this Prime, and I think it looks awesome.
I completely agree. Now let's move on to BlueDestron, one of our dearest members, who's been waiting for this. So thank you for being patient. And first, let's talk about what Hasbro should have done, in my opinion, which is Slipstream. Based off of the Seeker mold, I guess he used 3D printed VTOL wings and a fresh matte finish with metallic paint. I think this looks phenomenal. If this came out, I would have picked it up.
Well, it's something you've been asking for anyway.
From any company.
Yeah.
Except for Make Toys, because that one did not scratch the itch.
Well, you did get it, though. So
I did get it. I did. Packed away. It's not coming out, but I did get it.
Yeah, I think he did a very good job with this. And as we've gotten to know Blue, this is also a passion hobby of his as well. And you can tell in this.
Well, we got a lot more to look at. So Let's move on to the next. Oh, never mind. We still have a little bit more. He feminized the face as well, which I think does look really nice. And the alt mode, again, looks great. I love the VTOLs with Slipstream. It just makes her just a little bit different than the typical Seeker.
Yeah. Again, I just like I don't have the time or creativity to think of this. What's that?
You don't have the patience.
Yeah.
You jumped in out of that customizing class the first thing you can.
Yeah. It's just not my thing.
Yeah.
I need directions. I need okay, do this, and this, and a process. I'm good, but when I have to start actually kind of manually doing stuff and everything, I'm like, yeah, this is. I got about 12 minutes.
All right, let's move on. And he did his favorite custom sub faction, and he calls this the Decepticon Boy. So I like this because there's a lot of history behind these and stuff. He gave a lot of background. So there's the Air Artillery Commander Bombay, which is a slight retool of Legacy Skyquake with a new head, toy hacks, foot risers, and custom weapons. There's the Heavy Transport Decepticon Bunker Buster, which is a heavy repaint and retool of Siege Optimus Prime with a new head, back-mounted mortar cannons, flatbed trailer, toy hacks, and too many frickin' weapons. There is the Tanker Unit Decepticon Treads, which has custom weapons and gap fillers pulled on Buster Bunker's flatbed trailer. So I believe he's in the back.
Yeah, the tank.
There you go. What? I can't think of the name. Warpath.
Warpath.
He has Scout Unit Detrius, which is a heavy detail repaint with toy hacks and the alt mode seats and steering wheel with custom weapons and gap fillers. Ammo Supply Sergeant's Motor Pool, that's a really cool name, which is a repaint of pipes and a custom painted Earthrise Prime trailer with an addition with extra weapons inside. And Minicon Troop Carrier Bivouac, which is a repaint of Wreck and Roll Bulkhead with a new head, faction symbols, custom weapons, and extra ports for weaponizers and Minicon troops. That was a mouthful, and I really like how this team looks together. They actually kind of look like a combiner with the colors that are pretty normal, except for Detrius. He sticks out like a sore thumb, but that kind of works at the same time.
Yeah, it's kind of like Swindle with the Combaticons.
Exactly, yeah.
I just thought I was waiting for you to get really excited because you kept on saying Minicon so much.
Well, I mean, if these characters are supposed to have Minicons, That's amazing. That's all in his head. But I do like that there's little guys and mini cons being thought of. And here's all the alt modes, including the jet, so you can kind of see them all together. And then here's the jet with the toy hacks and stuff. Looks great. And here's the bot modes. And I think they look really cool. My favorite is the Siege Prime repaint. It looks so different, so unique. I love the blue and the yellow together. Huffer or Pipes also looks really, really neat.
Ironically, those are my favorite too as well, because they're just a far cry from what they were.
Yeah.
I
think this is a cool set.
Great job.
And next we have a custom Nightbird and a Bludgeon. So the Nightbird is actually a Raven thanks to the 3D printed files by Cult's 3D user Mavs, which he used to make the head, chest, and the arm leg fillers. And the Bludgeon is a repaint of the Armada Megatron with an upgraded head and spare weapons from other official figures, repainted to give his bot and tank mode a more menacing presence this character deserves instead of the tarn mold we're all sick of. That is verbatim. That is him saying that, not me. Even though I think Bobby agrees.
Oh, I think I thought that was straight out of your mouth. That sounds exactly like...
Would I have something I would say? Well, let's look at them individually. So first we have Nightbird. And it makes sense that Nightbird's a bird. And this does look really cool.
You know, I didn't... You said it and I didn't even think about it. And then I was like, oh, that does make sense.
Because I never really understood her name.
Yeah. I mean, in this show, you know, at that time it was, you know, it was... it was like a name for a ninja, and I can kind of see it.
I get that.
But yeah, I think it would have been too obvious to call it a bird. But then, you know, in hindsight, it's just like, that's a perfect name for it, you know, if it turns into a bird. So I think it looks great. I love that the how he did the head on the bot and the head on the bird, that purple and silver. It looks like it transitioned from, you know, bot mode to alt mode and back, like, you know,
like the head itself transformed.
Yes, exactly.
Instead of just folding away.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think this is great. And here's some more shots, just because I think this figure looks great. I love the highlights of yellow too. That really helps just give it that little edge.
Yes, and my dogs are going crazy over here. I do too, and I like that the weapons pop out as well. Like the colors of the weapons, like the yellow size. That pops out. That's a really nice touch.
I agree. And here's Bludgeon, who I've got to say that sword looks amazing.
That you skip past it from the very...
I did it on purpose so we could talk about it.
Yeah. I liked how the sword's stored on the back, and I love the colors on it. I love that the colors match the bot, but also still stay unique enough to be able to appreciate the sword.
Yeah, I agree. Now, you don't like Pretenders.
No.
Do you like this one?
Yeah, because it's not a Pretender. You know, it's not so much. I didn't like the idea of Pretender.
Shell.
Yeah, you know, the colors and all that stuff didn't really matter to me. It was the fact that they didn't transform. So hence, while as an adult, I don't like non-transforming figures. But I think that these are he did really well on this.
Yeah, and I love the arm cannon as well. It's much better than what this figure comes with. This figure doesn't come with any accessories.
He did so well on this that I didn't even pay attention to the arm cannon.
Yeah, it looks natural.
Now I see it.
And here's the tank mode, which even though it's not completely repainted, it's enough to make it look different from Armada Megatron.
Yeah. And it looks like it goes with the character.
I mean, Bludgeon is supposed to look like that, yeah.
Well, I'm sorry. It looks like it goes with the paint job that he did.
Well, yeah, and Bludgeon's inner robot was a green tank. So this makes 100% sense. Mm. I know you don't know because you don't like Pretenders, but the inner robot that you plugged into the shell was a green tank.
Oh, then even better. Yeah. Even better.
Okay, this is another long one. He did a whole team, and they're the Autobot Planetary Expedition, or Apex team, which I think that's a really cool name. And he'd imagined them as the ones who first colonized planet Master and harnessed Minicon power for the first time during the golden age of Cybertron. That's a really interesting little story. I like that. That's the type of stuff that I wish we still had in Transformers. Just a little bit of lore here and there. And I'm not going to go through every single one of these, but we've got Theta Dominus, which is a retool of the comic Straxus, with upgraded heads, shoulders, and new spaceship transformation. And he had a little lore that he's the creator of the Starsaber and the first Minicons, as well as the Well of Sparks on Planet Master, which he renamed Dominus in his own name. Then there's Communication Officer Broadcast, which is Twincast with a new command center transformation, and Xenobots Decibel in Slam Dance. Flare Wing, which is a retool of G-Axis. Firewall, which is the Diaclone DK2 guard, with a little bit. He has 2 Lionizers, I guess. And there's Hot Streak, which is a retool of Prime, Point Blank, and Peacemaker, and their Squad Leader Grand Prix, which is Velocitron Override. That is a lot, but this team does really come together well. Which one is your favorite? Besides Point Blank, because you have a... you were just about to say that one.
Damn it. I was trying to get it out. I couldn't get it out fast enough.
Because you have a special history with Point Blank, let's just say.
I think it would probably be the Jax's repaint.
Jax's one is really cool. It kind of looks like he's on fire. Mine is I forgot the name. Oh, it's funny. He put in here. He even said Bobby's childhood fave when it comes to Point Blank. Velocitron Override. I like the blue and the red. That's very striking.
That was. I was also looking at that as well.
Yeah. Well. And here's a little bit more close-ups. I think they all look good. I do like the new head on Twincast. I think that looks really cool. All the heads look good, honestly.
Yeah.
And love the Minicons as well. So.
Of course. Yeah.
Of course. Yeah, so on all of them look great. And I do like that the guard has the DK2 guard, which he calls Firewall, has a ratchet head. I think that's kind of cool.
Really,
here's the alt mode.
Oh.
Which are really interesting and unique and cool, and he actually made them different, and I like that. Like the Straxus looks completely different. Jaxus with those wings looks sick. And then even the broadcast, what does he call it? It's command center transformation looks pretty interesting as well.
Yeah, that I'm sorry, that Jaxus looks really good. I'm kind of it looks like some hot Cheetos. That's what makes me think of. So I'm getting a little hungry here.
And here he is with all the Minicons. So
by the power of Grayskull.
Yeah, exactly. By the power of the Starsaber.
Yeah. It looks really good. And the background looks cool too.
Yeah. Which he does a really cool thing with the background where he just uses his monitor and he pulls up a picture and puts the figures in front of it. That is so smart. I might steal that. Now that I got a big monitor over here. And then lastly, we have Snell's World, and we just talked about this, which is hilarious. He's doing a Titan's Return Triptychon, and he's turning it into Gigastorm, which I swear was like the last episode, or the one before that we talked about the new Triptychon, and I said they should have just gave you stickers to turn it into Gigastorm. I love that horn that he has on there. That is so cool.
Yeah, it does look really good, and I didn't have any connection to that name until we started this channel and you started talking about it. So I could really see this hitting home for you in particular.
Yeah, just like I said, I would, if Hasbro remolded and repainted it as Gigastorm, I would be probably picking it up.
That would make sense, honestly.
You'd probably honestly pick it up too because it's different.
Yeah, it's as you said, it's a different character. I don't need the same character from the same company with the same mold.
Yeah, with a slightly different paint job.
Yeah.
So that is everything. If you guys have any other customs, go ahead and send it our way, and we'll archive it when we do another one of these. And stay tuned for when that is. We've got some Devi Wars videos coming up along with our normal news, so stay tuned for that, and we will see you in the next one.
Yes, so thank you very much, and apologize for getting this out late. Again, you can hear it in my voice. I'm still a little under the weather here, but really do appreciate everyone for supporting us through 2024 and prior to. And we just wanted to say thank you and show off some of the work you've done. So as James said, send your stuff in to botverseCon@gmail.com, and we'll archive it and do another holiday special.
All right. We'll see you guys in the next one.
So all debates are won. See you next time.